Thanks for clicking on the video. Like, subscribe, and share if you find this useful or interesting. So now we have our library object, our blob, and we're ready to start making things with it. Oh, by the way, last time I was a little bit confused because I forgot that the resolution, see here, this guy is rougher than this one, even though they have the same precision values. That's because the precision value is a percentage of the overall object's size. So this is a single large object. So with the same value, it looks rougher than this because this is an individual smaller object. Okay. So I've been pushing back something, and that is how to really work in 3 dimensions. And we really need this to get going. I could show you how to manipulate this object kind of as it is with its 3 sections, just kind of floating here. The bottom section on the XY, and this one vaguely moved up in the Z, and this one again vaguely moved up in the Z. But we need to start manipulating these sections in a coherent way. And here's what I mean. I want to design like this. I want to have a top view where I'm going to use this sketch to drive the overall shape. And it's going to be in the XY in the top view. That's where I want to see it. That's where I want to edit it. And then I want to have clear elevations for where I'm going to place my sections. What does this mean? Okay, you see this object here floating the way we left it last time? I'm going to snap the bottom section to this silk pose object, which represents an X and Y plane right here. I'm going to put the middle on this one right here, X and Y. And I'm going to put the nose on this one right here, X and Y. What does that mean? It means that this part here is going to snap to here. The bottom is going to snap to there. And the middle is going to snap in the center. And when I edit these layout sketches, their XY will match exactly with the front view. So I'm going to take this object and snap it to these things, and this will look like this. The bottom snapped to the tail, the middle section snapped to the center plane, and the nose snapped over here. When I look at it from in top view, I see that everything is snapped to my overall layout. When I look at it in the side view, I see that everything is snapped to my vertical overall layout. When I edit those layouts, oops, I put in positive instead of negative. That's always fun. When I edit those layouts, and be careful because the sketches will do exactly what you tell them to do. For example, right here, minus 1500, it dragged everything. Even the YZ layout. The YZ layout for the elevation is attached to the base layout. And so in it, I only edit the elevations. So that's what we need to do. And actually doing the snap is fairly simple. I'm going to grab the bottom section and say you are attached to this. I'm going to grab the nose section and say you are attached to this. But how do I build these layouts in the first place so that they properly follow each other? Let's just take it in order. I'm going to have a root object that's just going to be at world origin. And this shows me the origin, the X direction with the first line, and the Y direction with the second line. I attach the overall layout to this. So that way the overall layout doesn't need to have any objects at the center. It only contains the shape that I want, but I still have a way to move the thing overall. The YZ is in a plane that's defined by this silk pose right here, which is attached to the root. And then it has references to these lines so that it matches the overall length, and I only set the height. At the center, I attach another pose in the vertical plane, and then I attach another one at the end of this line right here, and I keep it in the same orientation as this one. And then at the very end here, I attach another one, which is 2D end of this line, but I maintain the same orientation as the one right here in the middle. When I finally snap the sketches to it, the section sketches, I can still add a final rotation. So that's what we need to build. We need to build this structure. And so that's what we're going to do in the next one. We're going to have a root object, an XY layout attached to this root object. We're going to define a vertical plane exactly where we want it. On that vertical plane, we will attach our YZ layout, and then we will create planes that correspond to our sections. When we have that, we can snap our object to the whole thing. So next time, we're just going to get right into it and build this. See you then.